Hi, everyone. Come on in. Look at all these people. Hi. Hello. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Join us. Join us. Join us. Awesome to see everyone. Look at all these amazing people. Oh, there's Maud Arts. Maud, I saw your comment on my TikTok today, and you'll get there one day. Hi, Lisa. Lisa just booked an acting job. I saw that on social media. Nandor, so much fun running into you in. There is a small chance that James might not be here today, you guys. His cat is ill. So if he doesn't come, it's just me, but I think he's going to try to make it. So I'm looking out for him to make sure that he's here. And so let me just keep my eye out for him to see if he makes it. So hi everyone. Oh, and let me make sure I check my text. Yeah, he hasn't texted me, so we'll see. We'll give him a few minutes to show up, and then if not, I'll just jump in. He might be a little late just because. Hey, Sarah, let me know if you want to come on camera, because I can bring you over here just to say hello and tell people about okay, great. Why don't we do that while we're waiting to see if James is coming? And come on in. Hi, Cleopatra. Oh, I love all these people I just met in London. Guillerme. I met some of our new people in London. It was so much fun. Come on down. Come on down. And let me text him, Sarah, and see what he says, because I haven't heard from him. Hi.
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 How are you?
Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, everyone. I am Sarah Blendauer. I am the head of talent here at Actors Fast Track. A lot of the names I see, I've talked to many times before, but newbies, hello. How are you? Happy Thursday morning in Los Angeles. I know it's the evening for a lot of you because I see some of our Brits on here.
Yeah, I met so many people. I met a lot of these people in Cleopatra I met, and Guillerme's a new client, and I saw a lot of these people when we were in Nandor. I saw in London, a lot of these people I saw in London, which was awesome. We had a really good time. And so we are just keeping our eye out for James, you guys. His cat is ill. And so we all know, for you guys that have pets, what that is like. Well, me and Sarah know.
Yeah.
So Sarah, tell them about what we have coming up, the challenge.
Okay, guys. So on February 27th, it's a Monday. Sorry, my calendar's over on the wall over there. I'm looking. We are starting this 2-week challenge, Monday through Friday. And Val's going to be on live with you guys, and she's for 30 minutes every day. And she's going to give you a daily actionable step that you can take that's going to help you get closer to achieving your goals as an actor. If you can't make it live, it's okay. We're going to send the recording out every day. But right now is the time to sign up, because we just had the Actor Pro Expo in London. If you sign up by this coming Monday, the 20th, you will be entered to win a $1,000 2-month coaching program working directly with Valorie. So if you have not signed up yet, I am going to share the link. Oh no, did I close the link?
Yeah, it's a free challenge, you guys.
It's totally free. You cannot lose.
Not sign up. Hi, Cat O'Day, you sweet thing. Look at all these amazing people on here.
Not loading it. I can't get it for the moment.
Oh, here. I'll put it in here. It's, what is it?
Cat O'Day is playing Princess Anna from Frozen at my daughter's birthday party this weekend.
No, she is not. She is not. Oh, so it's the actorschallenge.com.
Yes. Mine won't let me copy and paste it. Wait, okay. I got it.
Okay, I just put it in the actresschallenge.com. That's where you guys go to. I didn't post and paste it, but yeah, that's where you guys go to sign up for it. Okay, I haven't heard from him, so I'm gonna can someone let me know if he shows up, because he's not texting me, so I have it's sad.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know if he comes, you guys, like, as you know, but I have stuff to talk about, and we're gonna get some questions going, and we're gonna continue on with the topic of today. What do you do with the haters? And so I've got a whole thing planned for you, and so I'm going to talk about that. And if James is able to join us, he will, and we will send our blessings out to him right now. Everyone take a moment to send our blessings out to James and his kitty, because we all of us that have pet children, we know how important our pet children are to us. And it's, and I don't know. So we just want to send him love. And Anna, I got to meet Anna for the first time in person. And she gave me a bunch of Georgian sweets and things, which are sitting down on the kitchen counter. Yeah. So everyone send love to, I'm watching between H and Catherine, because that's where James will show up. Right. And so I'm watching there to make sure he shows up. And if you guys see him, make sure you go, James is here, and then I'll put him down. Is there anything else, Sarah, that we need to tell people? No. LinkedIn.
Well, I mean, we can mention Accelerate Live.
Yeah. So when you sign up for the challenge, you're going to be given an offer to buy a ticket for Accelerate Live. First of all, if you are a client of any type, including Biz Club, you get a free ticket to that event. So do not purchase that ticket. If you are currently not a client and you would like to join us for that event, which is a phenomenal event, it's a 5-hour event. We bring a panel of of working actors to talk to you about how they got past their haters and their disbelief and got the career that they wanted. And I bring people to you that are going to help you get out of your own way and get forward moving wherever you're stuck, because we're all stuck somewhere, right? We all get stuck at something. And so that's what the event is about. It's about accelerating past those things that get in your way. It's a normally $47 ticket. If you put in the promo file TikTok 10, like that, TikTok 10, you get $10 off. It then becomes a $37 ticket. So when you sign up for the challenge, you're going to be taken to the Accelerate Live event. That's what it is. It's an amazing event. I have some really good material. I do some teaching, and then we lead to the panel. And so if you would like to join us for that event, it's all like, you do the challenge leading into the event. It's kind of like a bummer if you do the challenge and then you don't come to the event, because you're all going to get to know each other real well during the 2-week challenge. And it's kind of a celebration of that, and a more learning of that, and putting all the knowledge that we've gotten for 2 weeks in action, and then moving towards our summer and our fall event where you're actually going to pitch yourselves. So, join us for all 3 events this year. And if you'd like to become a client, you can get all those 3 events as part of what you purchase. No, it's also for beginners. Absolutely. The challenge is designed for every person that calls themselves an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's a great start if you are a beginner.
Yeah, I wish I'd had me in the beginning. So
I say that all the time.
You say that all the time, that you wish you would have
yeah.
me.
I did. And
I wish I would have me too.
Have you, but not in the capacity that I got you once you started Actors Fast Track.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Because no one is talking what I'm saying. It might seem like they are, but they're not. Right? Okay, so let's talk about that. All right, thank you, Sarah.
Someone asked where you can get the shirt where you can buy
Oh, where
the shirt.
can you get the shirt, Sarah?
I'm posting it. We have a store, guys, with some AFT full-time actor merch. I just posted where you can buy it. There's lots of great stuff. We debuted this at the Game Changer this past fall. So I actually wore my shirt yesterday. I didn't realize we were wearing them today.
Well, that's because I took it with me to London and then I was going to put it on and then I forgot and then I never wore it and it was in my suitcase and I was like, I'm going to take that out of the suitcase and wear it today. And then,
Not only awesome what it says, but it is a really comfortable shirt. It's like
it's the soft cotton, like it's really comfortable. So yeah. So I love the shirt. It's a really great shirt. So, and if you don't know, we're having global warming, climate change. So it's like balmy here in New York this right now. And it didn't shrink. Laura said, and it didn't shrink. Yeah, it doesn't shrink. It's pretty cool. It's a really good t-shirt. So we're pleased.
It's a great reminder to be a full-time actor because a lot of us forget that.
Yeah. So. I have a client that I was on the phone with today, and she's actually really setting up a business, you guys, where she is going to get, well, the goal right now for us and her is for her to get her health insurance, her SAG health insurance this year. And, the business she's setting up for herself, which is audiobooks, is going really, really well. It's very exciting because once she sets that up for herself, she's already been working on it for a couple of years, but now she's actually making 5 figures and we're headed to 6 figures, right? And she's making that. So that will happen for the rest of her life. So now she can go back and do the other stuff, with less stress because she's got something that's supporting her that she loves to do. Right. And commercials and voiceovers and audiobooks and video games and things like that can really be a steady paycheck for a lot of you guys. Right. And so it can be a really good way to make money, as an actor. So don't forget that. So anyway, yeah. Okay, let me see. Did he answer me? I think it's not good news because I'm not even hearing from him. So, okay, I'm going to go on. I'm going to pass you back, Sarah. Is that okay?
Okay. Yep.
All right. Okay. How do I do? Oh, I go over here. I know what I do. I go over here and I go. It only takes me a call. Okay, bye. I'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome. And I'm going to keep an eye to see if James comes and keep him in your prayers today. Okay. So we're going to talk about the haters. That'll all make sense when I explain a little. All right. So recently I've been following this content creator who's a business coach on TikTok. And she's really, really good. She has this company called the Icon Agency. And her content is really, really good. And I highly, Erica Reitman is her name. And I highly recommend that you find, besides acting gurus, and actually more important than acting gurus, I feel like you should find business gurus, mental health gurus, spiritual gurus, and physical gurus, right? Like people that you follow that take care of all of this. And everything that I have built in Actors Fast Track has been based on business logic, on what they teach in a classic MBA program, right? And so I think differently than a lot of people that do what I do, well, than all people that do what I do. However, I feel like more people are starting to get on board with me, and I've really seen that shift occur. For a very long time, I felt like I was the Pied Piper, And yet I was having great success with my own career and with my clients' careers. And I realized that maybe I know a secret that no one else knows, but I follow a lot of business-minded people. And so Erica Reitman suggested this podcast, and I was going to have this geared up so I could tell you what it was. And of course, I don't have that, but it'll come right up. It's called VC20 by Harry Stebbings. He's British. Doesn't that sound like a British name? Harry Stebbings, VC20. And he interviews companies that are multi-million-dollar companies. And the specific episode that I'm talking about is, let's see, I will tell you. The specific episode that I'm talking about is, let me see if I can find it so I can give you the episode number. Again, I should have looked this up, but I didn't, right? It's about, okay, it's episode number, it's the one from January 20th, okay? January 20th, and it's called Turning Canned Water into a $700 million media and health company. Your assignment is to go listen to this podcast. And when you're listening to it, apply it to your own acting business. So here's a few pointers that I want to bring out from this podcast. One thing that he talked about was that how, as in marketing, why Super Bowl commercials aren't as funny as they used to be, and why commercials aren't as funny as they're used to be, is because there's too much data research going on. And so what happens is when a business like Lipton or Coca-Cola or something like that puts out a commercial that's maybe a little edgy and they get a few negative comments, like you probably have seen the commercial going around for Campbell's soup with two gay dads, like they get a few negative comments. A lot of times the board of directors makes them pull back on the commercial and sort of milquetoast what they're doing to make it more palpable for the average person, right? And so, so marketing is really dumbed down. And one thing that he did, because as a canned water, and if you don't know what it is, it's called liquid death, and it's cans and cans, and it's water. As a canned water, he was going against 4 major beverage companies, right? So in the world, like Anheuser-Busch, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, he was going against these companies and he had to compete with these companies, and they do dirty tricks, right? And so he talks about doing a commercial for the Super Bowl, and most people spent millions of dollars for their commercials that played during the Super Bowl. He did a commercial, which was one of the funniest commercials. It was about, I don't think it was this Super Bowl, it was a couple Super Bowls ago, but they had a bunch of babies drinking this liquid death, which looks like beer. And they only paid $100,000 for the commercial to get it done. And he said, you know, his marketing team is like the team of Saturday Night Live, right? And he looks to entertain. And he looks to do something different than everyone's doing and entertain ultimately. And there's a lot of stuff in there that I think is really good for understanding that we're playing the long game. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute as well. But the one thing that really stuck out to me is he said, if you are going to be successful in any career, you have to be okay with having haters. And if you're not okay with that, then you're just going to probably have a middle of the road milquetoast business. So I think that it's really important to know, because I think a lot of times as actors, we get scared because if you're going to take that big action, like reaching out to that producer or that director or that writer, that you're afraid of the backlash that will happen. You're afraid that it will ruin your career or it will cause havoc in your career, right? And so I hear that a lot. In fact, I've had arguments on TikTok, especially about spamming and that spamming and you're going to get blacklisted and all this, like literally utter nonsense, right? It's just utter nonsense. So I want to be really clear to you today. Number one, what is my message? Because I think that sometimes, especially on TikTok, now that I'm on there, and that's one of my main marketing resources as a company, is that people misunderstand me. They misconstrue me. Look, number one, I understand that there's systems in place. Spotlight, Actors Access. I understand those systems are in place. They've been in place for 50 odd years. Both of them have been in place for a long time. Those systems are old. And systems in general don't last as long as these systems have lasted. I also know personally of films that are being made, multi-million-dollar films that are being made without casting directors, TV shows that are being cast without casting directors, movies that are getting sold without distributors. We are in the largest exponential change that we have ever been in as a world and as an entertainment business. And when you're in an exponential change, the middleman gets cut out. So my opinion, and it's been my opinion for a very long time, is that if you're putting all your eggs in the agent casting director basket, you're betting on a losing horse. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an agent, but if you take any business course, and you go to study any MBA program in any university, from Harvard to bumfuck Utah, whatever it is, right? That they're going to tell you that yes, having a salesperson is an important part of your company, but it's not the most important part of your company. And that if you put all your eggs in another person selling your product basket, you're giving away your power. They're not paying for your company, you're paying for your company. So I've really seen the hater ration for me pick up, and it's a little tittillating, to be honest, because it tells me that I'm doing something right. Because I listened to that podcast and I realized, yeah, my business is getting successful. My actors are getting successful, and they're disrupting the norm, and they're getting results, right? So recently I had a situation where a casting associate, I say that nicely, a casting associate and another past casting director decide they were going to take action against me. So they called my agent. Now, mind you, I got this email from my agent like 5 minutes last Friday before I was going on TikTok Live, and talk about the show must go on and how you take that inside of yourself and you figure out what to do. So so my agent sent me an email, and it was interesting because Sarah said to me, well, he's not saying you shouldn't do it, he's just giving you the information. And Sarah was right. And I did get coaching around it, but I had my meeting with my agent yesterday. And so I just kind of want to share with you how far they got. First of all, my agent loves me. I've been with him for 15 years. He's not going anywhere, and he knows where his bread is buttered, right? So He was just giving me the information because it came to him. The way it was given to him was in an email when they asked him not to identify who they were. And why is that? Because first of all, they're stupid. I mean, do they think I don't have attorneys? And I've also been a member of the union since 1990. So, hello, I'm not going to do that because I don't have time for that riffraff. Like, I really don't. I'm sorry to sound like so, but it's like, clearly they don't understand that I've been doing this for a long time. I've written 3 books, including a textbook, and I'm not going to fall for their bullshit. Right? But I want you to understand that I have your back. Like, there was one content creator that said, oh, there was some people that really were defending you. And I said, great, but they don't need to defend me. You guys do not need to defend me. I will take a bullet for you because I'm okay with that. I've had a beautiful career. I've got other interests in my life, like traveling and eating in fancy restaurants and doing the things that I want to do with the remainder of my life, right? And so I am okay with being an actor / activist, but the change is coming. And change is inevitable, and change is constant, and change is evolution. And one thing, if I didn't get anything else from my parents, I got a lot from my parents. I have amazing parents. My father is in another plane now, but my mother is still alive. And the big thing I got from my parents is my parents never stopped changing and never have stopped changing and allowing themselves to grow and become better people and the people they're supposed to be. And that's the way I choose to live my life. And I'm not going to be set in my ways and have to do things a certain way. And so in my estimation, you have 2 ways to live your life. One way is to attack life and go and get the life you want. And the other way is to get life handed to you. Most people choose the other way because why? Because it's easier. And I know shit happens. You might be in Palestine, Ohio right now, and nuclear trains exploded, or you might be in Turkey right now and your whole fucking house fell down and you lost your family. I mean, the world's on fire right now. It's on fire right now. But now is our time, you guys. It's our time, because anytime the world is collapsing, artists thrive because people need us. They need our light, and they need to see what we're about and to be with us, right? And so haters are going to hate. They're going to show up, they're going to say things, and it's going to hurt, but we're going to be okay. And I realized by talking to my agent yesterday, no one can destroy me. I mean, when that woman first started stitching me on TikTok, I said to my coach, I said, I want to destroy her. And he said, you can't. And I realized that she didn't learn that same lesson. And thank God I have an amazing coach that was able to lead me down the path to realize that you can't destroy anyone. Yes, in America, you can get a gun and kill someone. That's destroying. But you can't destroy. You can never destroy their soul. You can never destroy their memory and their legacy and who they are. And I choose to fight for you guys because I see what's coming. I've seen what's coming for a long time. And I would never lead you into traffic if I thought it was going to hurt you. Are you going to get bit sometimes? Yes. But would you rather have the career that you really want? Or would you just take the scraps from the table? So having the career that you really want means that there are going to be some bullshit shit that shows up, right? And it's not going to be fun sometimes. It's not going to be easy sometimes. But the highs are so high, and it's worth it. I guarantee you, when you're on set and you're shooting a movie and you worked so hard to get there and you fought so hard, Cat O'Day, I'm talking to you. You fought so hard, you sent that next email, you sent that next pitch, you dropped off your packet. You were like, I'm here, pay attention to me. and you got the movie and you're sitting on Jimmy Fallon's couch, you'll be like, I did it, right? And that's what I want for you guys. So don't let anyone pull you down, and surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with the people that are going to pull you up, not pull you down. That's what's really, really, really important for me with you guys. And I just wanted to bring that up to you because I'm transparent, right? I don't want it to scare you. They weren't able to do anything to me. And really, honestly, they said several casting directors. Well, she said it was one and two other people. He goes, I think you know who it is. I'm like, yeah, I know who it is. One and two. No, it's one and one other person. That's not even a casting director anymore, right? Because trust me, when all this started going down, I called my friends like Amanda Richards, the head of casting for Sony, and Joseph Middleton, the head of casting for Paramount. And I said, have you ever heard of these girls? And they were like, no. So, the people that are busy, that are important, that are actually taking action in their moving forward in their career, don't have time for that bullshit. Don't have time. I would never do that to another person. I don't understand people that do, right? Like the people that go negative. And that's something else he talks about in the podcast. Listen to the podcast. He talks about there's a certain breed of people that go along and make negative comments, and you cannot be pulled down. Someone said to me, if you had, if you had $100,000 and 10,000 of that was mean to you, would you throw away the other 90,000? No, you would focus in the 90,000, and the 10,000 that was sucking and losing you money or whatever it was doing, you'd ignore. So don't let that small group of naysayers pull you down. Stick with the people that are putting out positive content, that are telling you how to be a better person, to grow, to flourish, to do the things that you need to do. Okay? All right, beautiful. That's my speech for today. And some of these people that were at the party on Sunday night heard the same speech, and and thank you for listening to it twice. I probably did a little better here. So I want you guys to ask some questions, ask me questions about whatever you want to ask me questions about, and let me see if I have an update on James. Oh, you guys, he had to put his kitty down. Oh, I'm so sorry. You guys ever send him good vibes? He had to put his kitty down. I love that kitty. I slept a couple of days at Cleopatra. Can you put your question in the Q&A section of the down here? That would be great. You guys, if you can type your question in, then yeah. Oh, everyone say a prayer. Gaia was his kitty's name. Yeah. We're sorry, James. We're on the webinar and we all are crying. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. Put some questions in, you guys. I'm going to answer this question. James will be back with us next time, which will be his birthday, I think. It'll almost be his birthday. We're both March birthdays. Gaia. Gaia is G-A, let me make sure I spell it right. G-A-I-A. Okay, questions. Is the Q&A not working? Okay, if the Q&A not working? How would I be able to get representation in the US as I live in the UK? So Cleopatra, I would focus in on representation in the UK before I focused on the United States. I'm going to give you a couple of names of clients that I have that have representation in the United States that you might want to look at. so Bridget Millar, Brittemillar. She's in the last 2 James Bond movies. She did a program with us. She has agents in America. Duncan, who I ran into this weekend, Duncan Arley James, he has representation in America. Bohemia Group has, because what's happening, Cleopatra, is most people do not understand that we're living in a global world, and they're not responding to that. And the whole structure of how agents and managers run has been changing for quite some time. A lot of them have become their own production companies, and we're going to see more and more and more of that. So it's like inclusive, that like independent is one where it's inclusive, and they rep you for everything, like writing, TikTok, directing, acting, like the whole thing. They're also producing within house, right? So we're going to see that switch over. We're also living in a global world more than we've ever been before. So you have to look for agents that are responding to that, and not very many of them are. They're still playing the old game of there's this system and we have to follow it. So we need to get the focus off getting an agent. You need to get the focus on getting an acting career, and then worry about an agent. Because when you're standing still, the only agent you're going to get is another agent standing still. I had a girl during COVID that booked 20 plus paid movies. She didn't have an agent. Now she's so busy, she doesn't even have time to find an agent. So we have to take our focus off looking for an agent. But no matter what I say or what I do, and no offense to you, Cleopatra, it's typical. The first question is always, how do I get an agent? That's the first question that any actor ever asks me, right? Which tells me that I have a lot of mind shift and adjustment that needs to be done. Even after I work with an actor for a year and a half, and they finally do get a great agent and book their first TV show, they're still like focused on the agent. It's like I have to turn them around and get them focused on the front doors and the customers, because the most important people in your life are your customers. So again, please, please, please listen to what I'm saying. Go take a business course, follow business people, listen to what they're saying. They're talking about their customers. They're not talking about the people that work for them. But actors are so trained to talk about people that work for them. That's behind you. Your agent's behind you. You need to focus on your customers. Casting directors, directors, producers, and writers, and do not focus just on casting directors. Again, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're doing that. And I'm just being real. Like, I'm just being real. This is based on years of watching things happen, right? And when you're moving forward in your acting business, shit happens. When you're moving forward in your acting business, shit happens. There's 2 amazing examples of that on this call right now. That, I mean, there's more than that, but like right now, the people that are here that I can sell you are really good examples of that are Tosh Jordan and Kat O'Day. These are people that are really, really good examples. You guys want to come up here? Can you come up here? If I make you, let me see if they'll come up here. Let them tell you what they've done to focus in on Kat O'Day. Come off.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, and I just invited Tosh Jordan to come up here.
Great
Tosh
company.
Jordan. I see you guys got questions. Hi, Mr. Jordan.
What up? What up, Val?
Right.
Hey, Kat.
So, hey, you guys, you're great examples of what I'm talking about. So tell me about that. Kat, start. Like, what have you been up to? What do you do on a daily basis?
Ooh, what do I do on a daily basis? That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I've been really loving Production Weekly, And within a week and a half, got an audition for a lead in a feature, straight from the casting director from emailing them. And like straight up, casting director was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, like sent it over to the director. They're viewing it now," which was awesome. It's really incredible actually because they're making a How to Train Your Dragon live action. And I was like, I need to be Astrid. And I looked at it, and the producer is the same guy who gave me the Wicked audition. Yeah. So pitched for that. Like literally last night, panic pitching, like, oh my gosh, this just came out. So it's been really incredible. I mean, I have a fan in voiceover. So I actually went in for my first Disney animation project last year. I am in Pixar's database. So on the voiceover side, it's been really incredible. And I have no agent, no manager. I get everything myself. Last year I had 21 auditions. Almost all of them were union. And multiple callbacks throughout all of that. And all of that was just through reaching out to the right people, advocating for myself, positioning myself as a colleague, and now we're in the direction to hopefully book this year. So it's been really, really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Some guy, some hater on TikTok said, well, I looked her up, what she done, because I bragged about you on a thing, and because I posted that post that you had posted in the Facebook group. And I was like, first of all, shut the fuck up is what I wanted to say to him, because he's just like that kind of person, like, right. But like, also it's like, here's what I love about you. You are committed to playing the long game. You know that it will eventually pay off, that it's a long game, but you're in it to win it. And if you're in it to win it, then you're going to win it. And that's Absolutely. The truth.
Yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't have the auditions that I have now if I would have just relied on some agent to get me auditions. Like, it just would not have happened that way.
Yeah. No, it would never have happened. It would have been the slow boat to China.
The slowest.
Right. It is the slowest, right? It's like, good. Okay. So Tosh, talk to me about, I mean, you have a good manager now and stuff, but and Tosh is recurring on Bel Air, and he's got his Grownish, so he's booking now, and exciting. Yeah. So tell me about your daily grind.
All right. So my daily grind at this time. All right. So this is for everybody to know we're guilty of, like, first thing we grab is our phones. And most of the time, y'all probably go on social media. So instead of going on social media, go on Deadline. You just check out the news, see what's being made, see like what shows are being put out. So like that doing that helps you not only do your research, but that puts you ahead of everybody else, because no other actors is reading Deadline and Variety like the morning paper. So that's one thing I do. And then also go on production lists just to see like what's filming, like what's being put together, see if there's anything I like. And I will reach out to decision makers. So yeah, like right now, I'm recurring on Bel Air. Season 2 premieres next week. Well, specifically, yeah, like literally in a week, season 2 comes out. And so I just been pursuing people that I want to work with, such as people at John Wick, and also right now Green Lantern. And so with that, yeah, thanks to Valorie, been writing out letters to Greg Berlanti and Jeff Johns. But now more news came out to who are actually involved with it. So now I'm pivoting. And yeah, like I'm really just focused on landing Green Lantern and just preparing for that character long before they even started casting.
Awesome. Great. Good. So, where do you check these things? I mean, they mentioned Deadline. Deadline is international. Production Weekly is international for you guys. It's not just America. These are 2 Americans, but they're listing for everywhere. Production, everything is global now, y'all. So what they're saying does not just apply to where they live, which is California. It's like it applies to everywhere. right? So when you're coming up with your way of working, right? So Jeremy, you just joined our biz club and you're going through the different things in the Actors Biz School. You want to go through those things. You want to know what you're selling. Then you want to know who you're selling to. And then you want to make a sales plan, right? And the sales plan for these guys, they just laid it out for you. They look at Production Weekly. They look at Deadline, they look at Variety, and that's how they reach out to people. And then how they reach out, I mean, there's a million ways to reach out. There's email, pitch videos, DMing on Instagram, LinkedIn. I mean, Anna's on here. She's been getting a ton of meetings, which is low-hanging fruit, you know? And a lot of our clients have been getting meetings on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is, you know, it's like uncharted territory, right? So a lot of them there, and we start our LinkedIn class this Thursday, so I'm excited about that. Well, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go answer some questions, and I love you too, and thank you for being here and saying those amazing things. I'm gonna, yes, you're welcome. Let me see. I'm gonna do this. Here you go. Bye, miss ya. And there we go. Peace out. Okay, I'm going to answer your questions. All right, here we go. Do you think it's harder being an actress when you're not American or don't live in the USA? Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. Because all of the work is leaving America. So again, yes, it is working. Thank you, Sarah. All the work is leaving America. So much of it is leaving America. It's all over the world. So don't let the lack of the visa thing get in your way. Sometimes it works out, sometimes you're not. I had a nice conversation with Duncan, who I just showed you his picture, and Duncan has a big agency. He's been at this a while. He's getting big roles and stuff, and a couple times the visa has not worked out. Angela had her visa worked out for the movie she did, but she was telling me she had an audition for a movie which shoots in Austin, Texas in March, and she didn't know how that visa was going to work out. You cannot be concerned about will the visa work out or not. If they really want you for the picture, wherever it shoots, or for the TV show, wherever it shoots, they will usually find a way of getting you to do that production. You just do your job, which is the reach outs and the auditions. That's your job. Don't worry about the other stuff. Where can we meet you again? Just as with Actors Pro Expo, because I really wanted to be there in real, but I couldn't. Well, I'll be there next year, Maud, but I don't know that I'm going to be anywhere near you in the near future. If I go on vacation at all this year, it'll be to Australia and New Zealand, and I know you're not there. But we'll meet again. Come next year. I found out the Actor Pro Expo is February 24th next year in London, and I've already said yes to it. I will be there. So put that on your calendar. Valerie, what are your thoughts on FICOR? Raina, I know you, and I think it's not a bad idea for you. I mean, I think that if it makes you like, the people that have benefited from FICOR are the people that were like already working full time in some industry that did not, that chose to go non-union. And in order for them to keep working in that industry, primarily video games, that they went FICOR so they could do non-union and union both. I heard this morning, which I did not know, I hadn't checked on it in a while, that you have to make nearly $26,000 in a year to get health insurance from SAG now. I'm just going to land that piece of information. So if it allows you to make money and you have opportunity to make money as a non-union, then I would want to make money. I would always choose money first. But again, if you are working under a non-union status, you have to make sure that you watch your P's and Q's and you're very aware of all that. Because that's when people get money stolen from them and those kind of things, because you don't have anything protecting you. It doesn't feel like a lot like we have anything protecting us anyway. So, you know, I mean, capitalism don't like unions. And so, and they're trying to do away with unions, right? I saw this thing, the guy that heads the drive for Amazon to be unionized, he said, "Hey, Jeff Bezos, while you were in space, I formed a union." I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, so, I turned off my computer for a second. How can I create a good pitch or pitch video? What are the key components? Thank you so much as always. Okay, so if you are one of our clients, or even just in our biz club, which is our recordings and our masterminds and stuff, if you're in that program, we have a program, a course called the Actor Pitch. It tells you everything you need to do to put together a pitch, right? A video pitch. We can also sell you that course. If you would like to talk to Sarah about that, you can talk to her. It's 4 videos, 4 or 5 videos. It comes with a workbook. It helps you put together a pitch. Now, we are also coming up to the 2-week challenge. We're going to be starting to talk about pitch. And throughout the year, we're going to be probably selling some live pitch classes with me, is my guess. We're going to do that. And so that will lead up to the Summer Pitch Fest, which is the last Sunday of July, and you get to pitch yourself for agents and managers. And the Game Changer, which is the October, I'll tell you when it is. It's our 3-day event, and that's where you get to, Sarah, can you put the dates for the Game Changer in there? And that's where you get to, that's where you get to pitch to directors, producers, casting directors, and agents, right? And if you would like to talk to Sarah, she just put her calendar link in the chat, and you can get on the phone and talk with her if you would like to purchase any of those things. I mean, so yeah, but during the free challenge that starts February 27th, I'm going to be talking about that. So definitely sign up for that. And even if you can't make all of the 10 meetings we're going to have, we're going to send out the recordings and the homework. Okay. All right. And we're going to begin to work on your pitch. We're not going to do everything. All right. Great. Guillerme, what if your parents think that acting isn't safe, hence they aren't too supportive, or they don't believe that I could be a star? Well, they're crazy, because you could be a star, Guillerme. But how can I deal with that in a healthy manner? Because I'm studying business in university. And yes, I understand the investment they are making on me, but it's 2 different types of passion. And I don't want to doubt myself on time. Put good support around you. Like I have a coach that I pay a lot of money, but I was on the phone yesterday with my coach's wife, because he has had a death in the family. So I was on with his wife. They both kind of coach me. And I was on the phone, and she talked me through what I would say to my agent, because I don't always have the words, and I'm an actor. And the one thing that I've learned in business, and Guillerme, I'm sure you're learning this because you're in business school in London right now, is that you have to subtract emotion from business. See, that's what those women did not do that called my agent. They got mad. And so they picked up the phone, they emailed, which is a lawsuit in the making, right? They emailed my agent to complain about me because they were mad, right? You have to find the stillness inside of you and a way of verbalizing what you feel. And sometimes it requires having important people in your life that are going to guide you towards that thing, right? So it could be a therapist, it could be a coach, it could be a guru, a leader, a spiritual leader, it could be Deepak Chopra, it could be anyone, right? I also highly recommend that you listen to podcasts, like people like Jay Shetty, right? I mean, he comes from a South Asian family. He was supposed to go into financing. And instead, he went and lived as a monk on an ashram for 3 years. Right? Do you think his parents were happy about that? I mean, he went to Cambridge or one of those schools, or Oxford, right? He was supposed to be like, you know, a Wall Street big time financial guru. And instead, he chose a different path. So know that you're playing a long game here, and you can be a George Clooney. Guillermo, I met you. You can be a George Clooney. All right. You just have to be a smart business person. The fact that you're in business school right now is genius. Stay in business school, soak it up. Understand that what you're entering in is also a business. It's not some flimsy thing. Right? I have a client on here, Catherine, who won a contest. She did 2,800 outreaches in 23 days that got her on a television show. Those outreaches that she did are still affecting her life right now. Right? It's a numbers game. It's just like any other business. It's just as actors, we've been sold a bowl of bullshit. Oh, it's the hardest thing ever. You don't have any control. It's flimsy flamsy. If you're an actor, you're gay. Like all this bullshit. If you're an actor, you're brave. You're going for what you want. You're courageous. You have to be a smarter businessman than the stupid guy that goes to, you know, Cambridge and works on Wall Street. You have to be smarter than him. So go get your education, keep going. I know you're excited. You're like a little puppy. You're like, right? Great. That's awesome. You have the energy you need to be successful. That excites me. But stay focused and just keep showing up. If you practice what you preach, your parents will convert. Jay Shetty's a multimillionaire now. You think his parents care whether he became a financial guru? No. Now they understand. But he had to show them, not sell them. Okay? Hope that helps. Okay. What is the best place to find casting calls without an agent? I think we talked about that, but again, we'll go through it. Variety, Deadline, IMDb Pro, Production Weekly, Production List, Variety Insight. Your expensive ones are Production List and Variety Insight. Production Weekly is a little less expensive. We have clients that split that. The other three, Deadline, IMDb Pro, and Variety and Hollywood Reporter, are all free. Okay. Monica, hi, my agent got shut down or went MIA. We really don't know what happened. That happened to me too, Monica, one time. I want to give her money owed and I'm getting no response to this. What should I do? Well, forget it. She probably just went under and disappeared off the face of the earth. One time I lost an agent and I found out years later that he was addicted to methamphetamine. I went to his office one day, he went there, right? So don't worry about it. It's nice when, like, listen, I get a basket of residual checks every year. I have to add them all up. And at this point, I just give my agent a cut of all of them. I mean, except for Resident Evil Extinction, because he was nowhere near me when I booked that. But like most of them, I can't figure out anymore if he was my agent or not. I just give him a cut. It's not like it's that much money. Right. But like when you've had as many agents as I had agents die, go out of business, addicted to methamphetamine, like, you know. I only had one agent ever drop me, you know, so whatever. And they didn't really drop me. They said, we don't want to sign you again. We'll freelance with you, which is like, we want to date around. And so, you know, I'm like, fuck you, go date around. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. My agent recommended going FICOR because more non-union work. Paid infomercial was interested in hiring me if I'm non-union. Again, you got to make the decision based on money, Raina. And I know that, you know, it's probably more important for you at this point. So I would really think about that. I'm still confused about how to use LinkedIn as an actor. Can you explain a little? Yes. So on LinkedIn, you go and you ask for meetings, you connect, you ask for a meeting. So you do search for what you're looking for, right? So showrunners, London, showrunners, Amsterdam, wherever you are, showrunners, Netherlands, right? And or directors or producers, and you search in the search bar, it'll bring you up on a list. You can even get more filters if you want to make it a really specific list. And then you go through those people and you connect. When you connect, it gives you an option of sending a message. You should always send a message. In that message, you can say something like, hi, I'm Mon. I really enjoy, and you need to have IMDb Pro open alongside LinkedIn. So when you find a person, go look them up on IMDb Pro. Oh, I see you're working on this project. This sounds really interesting. I'm an actress and wherever you live, and I'm interested in connecting with you. How's next Tuesday at 1? If they say yes, if they come back and say yes, you send them the calendar link and you send them a Zoom link, and then you prepare for the meeting. I have a client that on average is getting upwards of 8 meetings a week. So be prepared if you're doing that. If you don't know what you're doing, like if you don't even know what your brand is and you haven't even gotten out of acting school or taken an acting class, don't go off willy-nilly. I mean, I think the misunderstanding with these people on TikTok with me right now is that I think they think that I'm telling people to go willy-nilly. I'm not telling you to do that. If you're not ready to go out there, then don't go out there. If you're not prepared to have a level, smart business conversation, then get prepared, right? Like, come and talk to us. That's what we do. Our clients are prepared, right? Do the program. Like, you're thinking about joining the Biz Club, Mod. I would do that before you would go off and do this, to be honest, because I just don't know if you're really prepared for that, right? Don't go willy-nilly. This isn't something to mess with. This is like, oh, I want to go shoot a gun, but I've never been to a firing range. Not probably a smart idea, right? So learn what you're doing before you go out there, because, you know, we already get a bad rap of being dumb. And I'm not saying you're dumb at all, Mod. I think you're delightful, and I love that you follow me and you pay attention to my content, all of that. But don't feel like you have to go out. Like, you guys are in such a fucking hurry. I need an agent. No, you don't. You don't even know who you are yet or what you're selling, right? Like, focus in on what Kat just told you. She auditioned for Wicked the Musical. She doesn't have an agent, you guys. She doesn't have an agent. She doesn't need one. She's her own agent. She's getting bigger auditions than she would ever get with any agent I've ever met. Right? I mean, yeah, maybe she went to Juilliard and, you know, she might get signed by a big agent, but like, come on. Okay, you could also win the lottery, right? But, you know, so yeah, so focus, start. You can start today. Don't be overwhelmed by what I'm saying. Just don't get ahead of yourself. All right, don't get ahead of yourself. All right, Violetta. Hi, Valerie. I have 2 questions. I've had 3 agent managers open my emails again after 6 months. How should I proceed with that? Should I email them again? Did you call them to set up a meeting? Or did you just email them? Violetta, if you're emailing agents to get a meeting, you should be calling them to follow up and set up an appointment. It's in the agent course. Go back and watch it. If you don't have it, see Sarah. But I talk about that. Don't just email them. Email marketing is for, no, it's for chickens. Don't be a chicken. Call them. Rip off the Band-Aid and call them. My second question is, I have a producer who has responded to my emails twice. I want to ask them for a meeting. Okay, do. I know because they have responded, they're more likely to answer. So I'm a bit nervous. Okay, but you do it anyway. All my past meetings came from LinkedIn, which is strictly from email, and they have not led anywhere. So how would I go about it? Violetta, we have to stop focusing on what's not working and push harder and get braver. And I know you're scared and I know you feel scared, but do it anyway. Fuck the fear and do it anyway. Right? Like when you're having to live your life the way I was talking about, oh, sometimes it's not for the faint of heart, for sure. It's not. But like, that's the life you want to have. So go get it. I'm going to continue to tell you that you are an amazing person. There is no other you. I love your style. I love your look. I love everything about you. Keep leaning into it. Keep leaning into it. Oh, okay. All right. Hi, Laura. Hello. Hey, Valerie. If you ask for a Zoom meeting and they don't respond but opened and viewed, how long should you wait to ask again, or should just keep sending them updates? I would answer again. I would send them again, Laura. I wouldn't really so much. Hey, how about that Zoom meeting? I'd really like to have it. How's next Wednesday at 1? Ask them again and ask for a specific date. I would ask again. Maud said she'll come. Great. Randall, what is your opinion on the expo this year? I felt last was more effective. This year seemed a bit more disjointed from an attending perspective. Oh, that's funny because I thought it was better than last year in there was more people and there was more people. So for me, from a business standpoint, I think it was a better situation. I think that it's this weird thing that's occurring, which when we were doing the expo online that one year, we did so great. We had this online booth and all that. And so then last year was kind of like a hybrid and the booth sucked because it was run by a different company and it wasn't great. This year they went back to WOVA and WOVA had made some changes. And by the way, I have a review I need to give them that weren't good. But I saw the downness of the booth was like what was happening online was not great. But in person, I thought it was better. It was like it was in the olden days. I mean, not quite. I mean, Sarah and I were at the one in 2019 at the Radisson, and it was like 100 sponsors, and it was huge. And like, it's not there yet, but I think it will get back to that. I think people were glad to be there in person again. So for me, it was good. I mean, I've been to a few of them and I used to do all of their expos in America too. So I've been with the girls like since 2016. And so, for me, it's been a profitable and a good experience. And I have a lot of great clients, globally because of them. And so it's been good for me. So for me, it was okay. Yeah, it was good. Plus I had some really good food. Oh my God, the culinary experience of London compared to what it used to be. Holy shit, like a totally different. Lisa, I might want to live in New Mexico for lots of reasons, but as far as the industry goes, what's your thoughts? Yes, girl, yes. Girl, do me a favor, Lisa, get on the phone with Scott Cargill. He'll talk to you. Because he's got an agent down there. He can probably introduce you. Also, Lily Bankston, she's awesome. And she does Texas and Albuquerque. There's so much happening there. You would kill it there. I think it's a really good idea for you, Lisa. I love it. And congratulations on your booking. Yeah, I would reach out to Scott and just say, hey, Scott, can you just talk to me quickly about your agent in New Mexico? And also then just also check out Lily Bankston. We have a few clients with her and she's great. She's a go-getter. You can even use our name and reach out to her. I think she'll definitely be a good person for you. And then check out who Scott's agent is down there. He gets him work all the time. There's so much work down there. So I think it's great. Darren Husk. Is a weird is it weird pitch 2 different brands to the same customer? No, he says adorable doofus and creepy horror man. I think there's something funny, Darren, about the yin and the yang of that it's like you could sell that as a thing, like an entirety thing, which I think is really, really interesting. And I like it. I like it a lot. Let's work on that in the mastermind. If you're going to be at the mastermind on Tuesday, I'm only going to be there for you guys that are clients for like the first 15 minutes because I'm having surgery on Tuesday. But Jesse will be there, probably Scott. There'll be people there to help you. Let's throw that idea around and tell them that I wanted to throw that around a little bit with your brand, because I like that. I don't think it's weird at all. I think you could really sell that. Like this is what I want you to know, Darren. A confused mind doesn't buy. But if you wrap it up in a bow and give it to them and they get it, it's not confusing. Okay? All right. Jeremy, when I start to email my customers, how is it that I can get away from the mindset, oh, I don't have much credits, hence not sure if I should email them yet. But if I want to start getting credits, I need to shoot my shot. It's like the loop. Okay. All right. So this is a good, I love this question. If you made pizza at your house and you're like, everyone, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your friends, they all like, Jeremy, you make the best pizza in the world. And you decided that you were going to go open a restaurant and sell your pizza. You didn't have any kind of James Beard Award, which is the #1 Michelin starring James Beard Awards are the #1 awards you can win for being the best chef, right? So you don't have any of those credits, right? You just know that you make a great pizza. You're going to stand behind your pizza and sell your pizza until people start to buy it and the message spreads. So in the beginning, when you are selling yourself as an actor, you're going to probably be focusing in on brand and what you're into, maybe sports, maybe your acting school, what you're studying, who you're studying with, because you don't have credits yet. But as long as you do not feel bad about that, they are not going to feel bad about that. Okay? That is the answer to that question. Do you have business courses that you recommend? Yeah, mine for actors, but like as I would, I would listen to business podcasts. I mean, I think Jay Shetty on Purpose, his podcast is excellent. The one that I just said, VC20, that was a really good one. I think it's really your taste of like listening to different business podcasts. Like look for people that talk about the ABCs of business and beginning a business and how you build a business, and think of it when you're listening to it, remember that you're the product and and sales is you putting yourself out there. Okay. So it's really a personal taste. There's a million podcasts. Also check out that Erica Reitman. If you search, what is her thing? It's called the, I'll tell you, hold on. I keep seeing the James thing and then I get sad. Okay, be quiet. Okay, let me tell you this. Erica, oh, there she is. Okay, it is the Icon Agency. Her name is Erica Reitman, Reitman. I like her. I follow her on TikTok. She has a lot of good business content, right? And if you think about it as an actor, I think it's really good. I like her. I like what she has to say. But that's a personal thing. She's very abrasive. So am I. So I like her for that, right? Okay. Is it a bad idea to apply for jobs on Mandy, both for experience and hopefully money? Not at all. Because I'm learning stage at the moment, starting at RADA, I'm very proud of you, to end of February, but I'm very eager to get working on something. Absolutely not. Start looking for jobs, like do some background work, you guys. Do background work and show up to set and pay attention to what's happening. You can get paid to do background work, and you can learn your craft and watch what happens and see and learn something from doing that. Do the jobs on Mandy, do the little bullshit films and bullshit webinars in the webisodes in the beginning to learn your craft and learn what you like and what you don't like. I think it's a really, really, really good idea. And Guillermo, you're going to get cast from that. Should I mention in my pitch or anywhere that I'm hearing impaired? Yes, you can, and you do not have to. But absolutely, I mean, there is nothing with mentioning whatever your physical disability is. Katrin, can you suggest an online acting school? Katrin, it depends on what you're looking to learn. I recommend everyone from James Dumont, D-U-M-O-N-T. He teaches an online audition class, which I think is great. Kurt Kohler, K-O-E-H-L-E-R. I have clients in London that are taking his class. He's in LA. James Hallett, who's usually here, he's an amazing coach. He can work with you he doesn't have a class, but he could work with you a couple of privates that would really help you. I love Margie Haber. I think she's awesome and really, really good. I know one of my clients is studying with Howard Fine. There's a lot of great classes out there. So it's just kind of about research and seeing what really rings true for you and who you like. Acting is a very personal thing. I mean, I studied with I went to a big acting school, just so you know. I went to a big acting school, went right to New York, and then it was a few years till I started studying again. And, I studied with a lot of different teachers. I love Bob Krakauer, but he's in New York, and I don't know if he does online. I think it's kind of like researching and really knowing, what you're looking for specifically. Like, be very clear about what you want from an acting class. If you just want beginning acting, like how do I break apart a scene and figure out what's literally happening in the scene, then I would look at someone like a Howard Fine or a Margie Haber, someone that's actually doing that. If you're looking for more like, how do I audition? Then that's someone like a James Dumont or a Kurt Kohler, right? Those people are more like for people that are actually auditioning and learning how to up their game when they're auditioning. But sometimes it's just good to get in the class if someone's going to teach you scene study 101, like how to take a scene, how to break it down, how to analyze the text, how to be in partnership with a scene partner, how to give and receive, like what's your objective, what's your obstacle, like, all of the things that come, like how substitutions, right? Emotional recall, all the things that teach. I mean, I come from the school of Stanislavski and Strasberg, so I'm very much into Uta Hagen's method of using what I already know. I also think Ivana Chubbuck is really good for that as well, The Power of the Actor. So that's a really good course as well, right? So I think it's just like you have to do a little research. Don't just get into the first acting class, because you don't want to waste your money or your time. Know why. Look, when I went to acting school, I was 18. I went to a conservatory when I was 18. I came from a good family. There was only so much bullshit I brought to the table when you're 18 and you come from a family that's supportive. You can tell me stuff, but really, without you came from fucking Syria, you don't really have a lot at 18. But what changed me as an actor when I was 18, going to a big acting school, was voice and movement. And those are the things that you don't always get. So like I worked in Poland, as you saw from my TikTok today, and I worked on with Grotowski, and I did like intense physical theater. I worked with people like Peter Brook. I worked with people like Roy Hart from Paris. I did like incredible physical training and vocal training on my instrument that makes me the actor that I am today, right? That gives me all of that. I got that. And then when I was in my early 30s, I studied with Terry Schreiber. Terry Schreiber is now retired, but he was a phenomenal teacher in New York. And he really taught me how to act. He taught me how to take my life and apply it to my acting. And then, I did study with Bob Krakauer when I got ready to go to LA. And he taught me how to on camera act. Right? He taught me really what I needed to do to be on camera. I also studied with Brad Henke, who recently passed away, very young, went to take a nap, never woke up. Brad Henke was a big time working actor. I worked with him and he taught me again how to audition. So I've taken with classes over the years. James Dumont's class blew me away. And if you look at his resume, you'll be like, oh, right? A lot of my clients coach with James Hallett, who is normally here, right? And James, like when I have a big, deep, dark audition, like True Detective for the season finale of the first season, where the girl that I was auditioning for was fucking her brother, I coached with James, right? Because that's intense and you have to go into the room. That's intense. So you need to have good coaches and people you trust to take you where you need to get to. Being an actor is not a one-man show. It should never be a one-man show. Okay, we have 2 more questions. Guess I'll ask it here. I have a pitch that is being viewed an unholy amount of times right now. I'm trying to figure out what else to do. I'm trying to find the other people who are working on it, just come up empty currently. What else can I do to push it over the edge? I've shot the associate and the main CD, the pitch, followed up with the wanted to make sure you got this, and it keeps blowing up. Oh, Kat. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Of course I say the bigger buyers, the executive producers, the directors, but I know what the project is and I know who the casting director is, and she would not be someone that I would want to step on her toes because she's clearly got a lot of power. And so I probably would say like, yeah, you got to be careful of that because she's got a lot of power. So I don't know. I mean, I think at some point you have to say, okay, I've done what I can do and I've got that. I mean, is there something you can think of outside of the box? And I don't know what that is, but I'm just riffing here. Like, is there a bouquet of flowers, a plant, a gift? Is there something in that level that you could do? I'm just asking for an audition here. Is there something that you could give them that would get you that? Is there a way to think outside the box? The same way you thought outside the box when you built your fan base for the other project. I don't know. But that's the only thing that I could think of. You've done what you can do. Sometimes walking away is what you have to do. I know that's hard for you to hear. But I just also want to say that I don't want you, like, I have to check myself to make sure that I'm not telling you this as I don't want you to get hurt, or as your coach, as someone that cares about you and wants you to succeed as an actor. So I'm looking at that as I'm talking, just so you know, right? That I'm not telling you not to do something because of my own fear. Because all of our fear gets in the way. That's why we have coaches, because the coach goes like, right? But as an actor that's coaching actors, I always have to check that at the gate, right? So when you can't get something to break, you got to try something else. Like if you're defrosting a freezer and you've been picking at it with a thing, and then you bring the blow dryer out. So maybe you need to bring the blow dryer out. Jones on 3rd, they have those stacked boxes that they send. People in Hollywood love that shit. What if you sent that to the office? Do you have an address? Think about that. Or something like a money tree. There's this money tree. We have one and people love them. They're these beautiful trees. They're called the money tree. They don't have money on them. They're just a tree that's called a money tree. But I have one down in my kitchen and it's like really flourishing. And it says the more it flourishes, the more money comes to you. So what if you sent them one of those and say, I can make you money if you get me an audition? Just a thought. I feel like there's something else you can do that's maybe a gift or a plant or something like that. I hope that helps. Stop spam risk calling me. Okay. Hope that helps. Thank you for the great answer. You're welcome. How do you become a full-time actor? Do you know any good acting websites? Have you been here for the whole webs? I'm sorry, but have you been here the whole time I've been talking? Because what I'm talking about is how you become a full-time actor, right? What I'm talking, listen. That's what I'm talking about. The two people that were just on here, and maybe you haven't been here, so I'll give you that. But the two people that were here in the beginning, Tosh and Kat, they're full-time actors, y'all. Because they're pursuing every day. Kat just asked a question. She's trying to get it on. I know what she's going for. I'm not going to share that. That's not my right to share that. That's what she's working on. She's a full-time actor. Is she making the money as a full-time actor yet? No, but will she? Yes. That's all we've been talking about today. Listen, okay? CRM question. I'm in MailChimp right now. I'm using the free version. They are eliminating the free version. What would be a good alternative? They are. I mean, for your newsletters, which I think are lovely and which are so representative of who you are and your brand, Evans, I would pay for it. I would chuck it up to a business expense and I would pay for it because you've already got that all set up. And for as far as newsletters, I don't know a better one than that. Ask Scott, he would know better than me, but I think as far as newsletters, that's the best. There's another one. Sarah, what's the other one that people use? If you guys know what they are, can you tell Evans what they are? Wow, that's news to me. Thanks for sharing that, Evans. But Evans, your newsletter is I look forward to your newsletter. Your newsletter is so much a part of your brand and your personality, and it's fun and it's what you're selling. Like, I don't want to disrupt it in any way because I feel like it's really a good thing for you. So, yeah, there is one other one that people use, but I don't know what it is right now. MailChimp, that's what she's talking, Deanie, that's what he's talking about, MailChimp. He's talking about MailChimp, yeah. So, yeah, MailChimp is the one that's getting rid of their free version. She goes, oh, sorry. Okay, great. I'll listen. Hilarious. I heard that extra background pays the bills. Yes, it does. And it's a good way for you to learn. I also heard that it doesn't look good that you're doing extra background. Well, you heard wrong. If you're doing extra background to learn about the business and make some money, then do it. If you're doing it and you're one of those bitter actors, then don't do it. The biggest problem with actors is I heard. It's like a bunch of cows standing around going, well, I heard. No, right? if you're doing background work and you're learning about the business and you're learning what to do on set, I think you should do it. And you're making money, you should do it. If you're going to set and you're bitching with all the negative actors that are on set, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's it. Okay. Thank you for all this information. You're welcome, Monica. What is IMDb Pro? Okay. IMDb Pro is mandatory as an actor. It is where everyone will look you up before they'll ever look at a website, before they'll ever look at Spotlight, before they'll ever look at Actors Access. They're going to look you up on IMDb Pro. If you're reaching out and you don't have IMDb Pro, you should stop reaching out. Go get a membership to it, put your pictures up there. Don't worry if you don't have any credits. We talk a lot about that in our different programs, but IMDb Pro is where everyone will look you up. Okay. Yeah, there is a free trial to IMDb Pro. Okay, cool. Catherine Hollis Peters just said she wants a copy of your newsletter, Evans. So get her on your list because his newsletter is very entertaining, very fun. It so represents his brand and who he is and what he's selling. And someone's going to write a sitcom for him. I'm guarantee you that. He's delightful. All right. I want to thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure that you reach out to James. We will be here next month. And James will be here, and that will be on the third Thursday of the month, which is, let me just check that out. When is that, Sarah? 1, 2, 3. It looks like it is March 16th. So March 16th, we will be here with James. Please sign up for the challenge. If you haven't signed up for the challenge, please sign up for the challenge. Let's get you going. Let's get you writing your pitch. Let's get you working on your acting career. God bless you all for being here. Thank you so much. And thank you for your prayers for James's cat. We love it. We love him so much. And we're sorry that he lost his baby today. It's so sad. Thank you, all my lovely London people. It was so good to spend the weekend with you. And we had a great party Sunday night. We had so much fun. The food was delicious. It was a blast. And for you guys that I got to see at my booth, Penelope, I see you and all you people. It was so great. We had such a good time. If you would like to talk to us about working with us, please reach out to Sarah at actorsfasttrack.com. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Love y'all. Bye, everyone. Yay.